Howdy, and welcome to the Lunch Table podcast, where I would leave Drew love notes in his college notebooks.
It's not Valentine's Day, though.
No. But I used to do it, and I don't do it anymore.
Drew
Because
me
our love
sweet
is gone.
pictures, too.
What?
You drew me some sweet pictures, too.
No, I don't know. They were always abstract weird.
Yeah.
I think people have seen my drawing talent. It's not very
You
good.
kind of just let your mind wander.
Yeah, my pencil just goes wherever.
I hung out with too many of my roommates and just third bay before the third bay.
That's right. And the man who have seen my abstract art, that's right, my right-hand man, Mr. Google himself, Drew. My mama said vegetables are the devil. Lots of nicer.
They are the devil.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. They come in all different colors and shapes
Just
and
like
everything
women.
like that.
Women come in all different colors and shapes.
I think there's really only like 4 colors.
Oh, true. If people identify as blue, they're blue.
I'm blue,
Blue,
die. I had a guy at work that was carrying a bag of vegetables out to his car. I don't know if somebody gave him or something. He looks at me and goes, "You want some vegetables?" I went, "Nah."
And the man who loves his veggies. That's right, your host with the most.
Clean its teeth for no reason at all.
No, man. No reason.
Got
I do
little-
a bunch
you got little workers in there.
Well, I pick my teeth
Little
constantly. I do
children.
like to pick my teeth.
Yeah.
And that does keep them healthy.
Population
Pick your
more than
teeth.
China in your mouth.
And the
Multiple loads.
guy has multiple loads of china in his mouth. Carl Jones! Alright.
And my China doll down in old Hong Kong. That song's super racist. We'll get to
I
that.
was going to say, before you get us kicked out in the intro, let's get into it. Drew, have you ever seen anything that was maybe out of this world, kind of like, I know probably not Bigfoot, but have you seen like a Bigfoot sighting or anything like that where like no one could tell you otherwise?
No.
Never?
No.
Me neither.
I don't believe in ghosts.
Me
I
neither.
don't believe in aliens.
Right.
Surprisingly, the only thing that really scares me in horror films is something that they've dived into a lot recently is like things that could actually happen. Like the Manson murders where they just break into your house and kill you in the middle of the night. That shit's scary.
Well, that's why you had to go get a gun.
Yes. My nightmare came true.
And you weren't prepared.
No. Well, it was...
You had a broom.
and hangers.
Yeah, that's right. You
was a
armed
mop.
yourself with hangers.
It was a mop.
It was a mop. Armed yourself with hangers.
My goal for that day was... I walked into Dunham's and I was like, I'm going to get a gun.
Yeah.
But if they don't allow me to get a gun, I'm getting a baseball bat.
Or an axe handle.
Yeah, we're not in the country anymore.
So, like, I wanted to bring that up because, like, what if you started seeing, like, dead people? Would you automatically think you were crazy?
Do you know that they're dead?
No. Well, no, you don't know. You're just
Then
seeing...
how do you know that they're dead?
Right. You're just seeing random people. Right?
Right, like this... Spoiler, like the Sixth Sense.
Yeah. But in the same way that, let's say they're not... That's not the biggest point. The thing is, do you think someone could convince you that you were crazy?
Oh, yeah.
See, I find that hard. Like, if I was walking around, and let's say it led to something. Okay, let's say I saw random people, and maybe I know they're dead because one just recently died.
Oh, there's a TV show like that. Kind of.
Okay.
It used to be really good. It was Dead Like Me, where, like, this girl that died has to go with the Grim Reaper and, like, go to where people die and reap their soul. She's like a Reaper in training,
Okay.
kind of. That's really weird. People don't believe that they died.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh my God, I can't believe you died like that. They're like, what, I'm dead?
Right. So, like, I'm just saying, could you imagine, right? And maybe it led to something. And then someone trying to say you were crazy. Even if you were. I think it would be hard to convince someone they were fucking crazy. That's what I'm getting at. I think if, like, I was seeing shit, it would be hard to... Because, like, I compare it to someone who saw Bigfoot. If someone thought they saw Bigfoot and they believe it, you're never talking them out of it.
Okay. You just explained psychics.
Yes.
And they're not explained as crazy. They're
Right.
not in a psychiatric ward. They make money off it.
Well, some of them are considered crazy. But, I mean, maybe they...
No, they're just
Let's say-
considered con artists.
Okay, let's say one is real. Let's say one or
Okay.
two of them are real.
Okay.
Okay? And let's say they're not even seeing dead people. But what if, for some reason, they were born with the extra sense to maybe sense a little bit of the other dimension? Or maybe all the timelines.
Oh, you're assuming here. You're assuming that there's another dimension. You're assuming that there's a timeline. Careful.
I'm assuming
We're mainstream media now.
I'm assuming there's spirits in this conversation too. I'm assuming there's somewhere to go when you're dead, right?
Yeah.
This whole conversation is kind of based on that. But I mean, like, even a superpower. Let's say you had some weird superpower that no one could see, like read minds. How would you convince people you're not or convince yourself you're not crazy?
Okay, so keep that train of thought, but I'm going to jump back a second. Remember I told you that I don't believe in spirits or aliens or anything like that? My dad wholeheartedly believed in ghosts. One place he was working, he saw a teacher at a school walk through a wall.
Yeah.
And, like, nobody else was there, and the radio turned off. He had a whole big, long story about it. Fully believed in ghosts.
Yeah.
My dad passed, and I would always placate him. I would always listen to the things that he had to say, even though it was sitting in my back of my mind. I'm like, this dude's fucking crazy. My dad's loony. If it was real, and he had the opportunity to somehow come back and prove that it was real, I'd be the person that he'd do that to.
Maybe you... Okay, but see, that's assuming that ghosts can, like, also talk to anyone they want.
Yeah, but I have...
What if you have to have a certain sense for it? Like, maybe they're not ghosts. That's my point. Maybe what you're really looking at, maybe when you die, you go to another step or dimension, or maybe he saw someone from a different timeline that's running into theirs.
Yeah, that was it. It was like a teacher that died.
Yeah, but it could have been from a different timeline running at the same time as yours.
Oh. Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And she's from a whole different universe, but he's seeing it come through.
We're in a rough rabbit hole here, but...
It would be hard to convince someone that they're crazy, I think.
Okay. I had a Drew's brain gas moment at work today.
Ooh, okay.
Just a small one.
Okay.
Do you know the movie Freaky Friday? The 8 movies Freaky Friday?
Yeah, all of them. Well, the thing where you switch bodies.
Yeah, you switch bodies with somebody. If you switch bodies with somebody, how are they automatically acclimated to all the pain that you have in your body right now?
Good point. Or, like, on another
Their
note,
brain is not ready for that.
No.
Like, if I switch bodies with you right now, if I was in your body, I'd be like, ow, my fucking shoulder, because it constantly hurts you.
Or, like, I would probably knock my head off of shit if I was you.
Right. Or, like...
You know, I wouldn't be used to fucking being so tall and shit.
Right.
There's no way I would be coordinated.
Yeah. I don't understand how they're just automatically attuned to the body.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, how the fuck does that happen? Because you can't just give someone a new body and they're good.
But think if you could do that with somebody. You could, like, switch bodies willy-nilly.
Yeah.
You could be like, doctor, I don't know how to explain this pain. And they switch into your body and they're like, oh, okay, you have stage 3 melanoma.
I think they'd be more confused. They'd go and be like, well, this is a pain and it hurts, but I don't know what kind of hurt. It just hurts. I know that they got lists like, is it throbbing? Is it more of a stabbing? But sometimes when something just really fucking hurts, it just hurts.
Yeah, it's all of them together.
Yeah. And then, what's your pain? Dude, I don't know. What's one? Yeah, I don't know where the pain's... What do you mean? What's one? Is it a tickle?
Tickles can be painful depending.
That's what I'm saying. If you're laughing...
That's totally gay.
But, like, if someone keeps tickling you and you don't want it to happen when you're close to pissing yourself, it kind of hurts.
Dude, can I tell you about my story?
Okay, yeah. Apparently, Drew got into a fight. And he's been waiting to tell me. So go ahead, hit me with it. Hit me with your best shot.
Since I moved back, I've been like egging for a fight.
He has.
I've told you.
Actually, before we left, so there was at one point, I think I was turning 29, and I was telling Drew like, "Oh shit, I'm running out of time to get into a bar fight." And he's like, "What do you mean?" And I went, "Well, you know, when you're in your 20s, you're just a kid. They'll let you off with shit, right? Oh, it's just kids getting into a bar fight. When you're a 30-year-old man fighting in a bar, they're arresting you.
Yeah.
You should know better."
Yeah.
So, me and him were thinking about getting into a fight in Chicago, which never happened. Actually,
we were ready for it though.
Oh, were we? We said we wanted it, but were we ready?
I'm still ready, dude. Since moving back, I've had just that feeling that like I want to piss somebody off, and I want it to be a foe down.
Okay.
It almost happened. Like it almost culminated in something that happened this weekend.
Okay. So what led up to this, Drew? First off, I'm surprised because a bunch of nice things have happened for you. You got engaged and a bunch of cool stuff. So I'm surprised you're all still wound up, ready to...
I'm jacked.
You're ready to fuck
jacked
someone
up on Mountain Dew.
I'm like a spider monkey.
Let me paint the stage for you.
Okay.
Bob
Ross it for me.
Friday night, I decided that I really didn't have much to do.
Okay.
And my niece is a flag line girl.
Okay.
So she goes to school in a big city up north, and they went to another big school down south, Butler. I was like, okay, far enough away where nothing's really going to happen. It was already tingling in the back of my mind. My spidey sense was going off.
Yeah, but
my fat man sense was jingling. Santa Claus was my riding partner.
My third fold jiggled. That lets me know something's up.
So we went to the away stands. Obviously, that's where she was playing, and there was this dude that came in maybe 5 minutes late to the game. And recently, I've been like getting really amped about football, and a lot of people in my life are starting to notice it. Like Morgan, when we first got together, I had no inclination, no care in the world about football. And now I'm in a fantasy league. Now I do pick'ems. Now I watch games and a whole bunch of shit like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, this is bad. I'm starting to turn into like a hooligan.
Starting to turn into me.
So I'm watching the game play.
Yeah.
And this dude is just already, like, he has a punchable face.
Yeah. Yeah, you already look like a douche. Come in here looking like a bag of fuck.
Like, he looks like the reject from the biker gang. And I'm like, okay, easy target.
Yeah. Right. Like, he bought the leather and stuff, but he wasn't willing to fight.
He grew his hair out.
Yeah, he wants to be tough.
But he doesn't have a knife on him.
I'm sensitive. I'm a sensitive artist.
Apparently his kid or a relative that he knows must have been playing, because whenever the Butler team would go make a...
Score.
Whenever they would make a good run, that kid must have been the one that he was watching. He would go, yeah... I think his name was Braden or something like that. Not that I'm calling him out, but Braden.
We're going to find you.
And I was like, you're cheering for the wrong fucking side. I was thinking that myself. And my fiance's on the side and my brother's on the other side of me. And I'm like, he's fucking cheering for the wrong side. It's like when you go to a Browns game, you're all fucking intermixed. You all hate each other. But this dude had no intention of being on that side. He shouldn't have been. Yeah. Got lost.
Yeah.
Or wanted more space or whatever the fuck he did. And he kept doing it. Yeah, Braden, yeah. Or like they would score, yeah, like touchdown, whatever, like that. And I'm like, okay.
Were you guys getting whooped?
No, it was actually a pretty close game.
Okay.
I'll explain that to you another time. But then my niece's team would go down and score, and I'd be like, yeah! Yeah! And tensions just kept building. We kept getting louder. And I'm sitting in the very front, and he's like 4 or 5 people back that way, just one row up. And like, we both can hear each other all the fucking time.
You know what's up.
And I'm like, I don't even care. I don't go to that school. I know one person that goes to that school, and she doesn't give a shit about football.
But I hate you.
Yeah, but your team is bigger, and my team is smaller, and we're still equal.
That's why I like the Browns.
And I kept going. This dude kept going. And another one, they were close to the end zone. He goes to make like a real good run and goes, yeah, Braden, yeah. And like, it's real fucking loud about it.
Yeah.
Obnoxiously loud at the top of the spectrum. So we stop them.
He's probably on the spectrum.
We stop him in the red zone. I turn around and look at him. I go, yeah, fucking good stop. Good stop, dude. Good stop.
I looked right at him. Stared him down.
I turned around and looked right in his face. Yeah, good stop. Stop that fucking Braden prick.
You said that? What did he do?
He kind of like looks at me like,
He was thinking. He was like, I can't take him. If I was there, he would have picked on me.
So we stop him again, and I get super obnoxious. I'm like, yeah, that's what you fucking get, Butler. Yeah, fucking little piece of shit.
Dude, the other parents had to be looking at you.
All the Meadville people are like looking at me awesomely. They're like, okay, he has the balls to say it.
Right.
And Morgan's feeling like super embarrassed.
Dude.
And Ken's sitting there egging me on, going, he's back there. He's back there. You should keep yelling at him.
You just, I am rock hard right now. Because not only am I proud of you for starting a fight, which you need to do. Good for you. You're not that kind. You finished it.
Still got a little more.
Okay.
So halftime, we stopped them right before the half.
Oh.
And I'm there for halftime. I'm there for my niece in the marching band, so she's having fun. The dude like kind of walks down and crosses right in front of me, and I was like, "Yeah, go Meadville!" Right in front of me.
Did he even look?
Oh yeah, he looked back at me. Didn't see him the rest of the game. He went over to the other side.
Where he should be.
I was shaking. I was so amped.
No,
it's like, I hope this happens. I only paid $5 for this game. Fuck this.
I can't wait to take you into the dog pound. You will love it. There's a reason why every time I go there, I lose my voice for like 4 days.
I was hoarse on the way back.
Dude. Okay, so the first time I took Jared to the dog pound, right? Get tickets, whatever. We're playing the Ravens. Browns, Ravens, big rivals. Right? As soon as we get there, there's already Browns fans. I don't know why, but the Ravens were like practicing in the end zone where the dog pound is. Okay? Dog pound is where like all the elite fans go.
The assholes.
The asshole fans. But it's like diehard fans.
Yeah, like
right?
Every single person who says they're a Steelers fan.
Yes. First off, the fans were yelling at the Ravens players while they were warming up. The one dude was yelling at the running back. I'm not going to bring up names, but he's like, my buddy dropped you off his fantasy team. You suck. He's like, you're a bum. 34. You're a bum. Right? And he gets under the Raven's skin to the point the Raven comes up, the player, and he starts yelling at this at this random fan like, yeah, how much money you make? How much money you make? And he's like, it don't matter. At least my friend ain't cutting me off my team. Off the fantasy team. Right? But as the game goes on, everyone's getting into their seats.
God, I would be such an egger on. I have like five things just to say about that.
Oh, yeah, dude. People like beat their seats. It's fun. It's fun. That's really where you feel the energy. But at one point, I don't know why, a Raven fan came and sat in the dog pound.
Oh, God.
Now, out of all the places to sit, there's a visitor side.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want any hassle or anything, go over there. You know? But you came and sat into the rowdiest spot you could. You're going to get some shit.
Were they wearing like a jersey or something?
Yeah, dark purple.
Oh, woof.
Oh, yeah. Dude, everybody was giving him shit the whole time. He was lucky because the Browns ended up winning. But I've been there when we have not won. And here's the thing. If you go to a game versus a team that sucks, be careful, because the only thing the fans have to look forward to is whooping your ass because the team didn't do it. So if your team wins and you're cheering in that section, I have seen it multiple times. Some dude get his ass whooped. Just people jump on him and beat him up. Never really into like the Steelers because they win. You know, it's a lot of the losing team like the Browns.
Dude, that's how I'm going to get into a fight. That's how it's going to happen.
Dude, Actually, it's really fun going as a Browns fan to a Steelers
Football
game.
jail.
But I'm so excited you're into football. I got you. Listen. Now I understand why gays like to go after straight men. Because I've converted a bunch of non-football people to football. And liking the worst team.
I was already a Browns fan when you met me.
Yeah, you're like, might as well. Might as well.
One dude at my work is actually in the process of getting me a jersey that's my size
Nice.
of Tim Couch.
Why Tim Couch?
Because that's all we could find. I guess fat people don't exist in 2000s.
You would figure like Joe Thomas or somebody would have a jersey. One of the linemen? No?
Would have just stitched like 4 jerseys together.
Dude, there's no way. I've seen some pretty big mother truckers with some jerseys.
Oh, God.
So Drew.
Yeah. I got a story that will take us into.
Oh,
Do you want me
lead
to do
us.
that?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, lead us if you got the perfect segue.
So, as you saw,
As you saw.
I got my hair styled
Yes, he does.
by my barber. While we were there, we had a conversation that I had to be very tight-lipped about. I love Nickelback. That hurts to say.
Yeah.
And I hate when people know that, so it hurts to say it even more. And we got on the topic of Nickelback.
Yeah.
And everybody else in the barbershop was saying, I don't understand why people hate on Nickelback. Like, you're obviously a fan. You know the songs, and you hate them, blah, 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 just because it's popular on thing. And I was like, I hate them, but I know every song, but I hate it. And I had to be super calm.
Why?
Because you were cutting my hair, and I was like, if I say the wrong thing here, he's going to just...
That's not true. I wouldn't do that, but that is funny.
I was probably beat red. Because I was sitting there holding it in. The one dude was like, yeah, dude, I like Nickelback too. And instinctively, I almost went...
Pussy.
2 different words that went through my head, but that works too.
So, how did that segue, Drew?
Oh, it segues into the next story.
Oh.
You see, it's like a domino effect.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dude, actually today, started out driving to work, nobody. I had nobody on, like, my books. Literally, they all just flooded in. It sucked kind of today.
It's Thursday.
I know, dude. Everyone rushing it.
Oh, we dated it.
Ooh.
Jenny, thank you, by the way, for saying congratulations. I'm sure CJ will be in touch.
Oh, I already said thank you.
No, for another thing we need her help for.
Oh. Maybe. I don't know. Hit me up. We'll see.
But I have another story that, like I said, snowballs into this.
Definitely hit me up, though. We are going to need your help for another thing. That's not why. Now that I think about it.
Like 5 to 10 years ago,
Yeah.
I was playing music in the car for my mom, and one of the
Yes.
things that I played was Green Day.
Okay.
And I know that you have them on the list. This is why I'm talking about them. I was explaining to my mom Green Day, like when you had to explain your Game Boy to your grandma. Like that was just how I felt about it.
Yeah. Okay.
So I told them that they started out really
Your Pokemans.
they started out really indie, and
Yeah.
like they didn't care, and then they kind of became angsty, and at the same time they became popular.
They became very, very full of themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. At one point, they were just this punk band. Yeah, we're just here for rock, and they were just honestly teens, just being teens and free spirit. And it's like cool. And at some point, they started wearing black and fucking ties and
Right.
all this makeup.
But that's also when they became super popular at that point, because
Right.
they appealed
They sold
to
out.
the generation.
Yeah.
No, not at that point. They didn't sell out. Then they sold out.
I feel like when they went emo, they kind of...
21 guns!
I think when they started dressing black and they did a little bit more emo, they kind of sold out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I explained to my mom just the rise and fall. It was like
Right.
a class. The rise and fall of Green Day.
Dude, it's kind of like when old people come in and they try to explain super old, like movie stars or something.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you can tell me all you want about them. This ain't helping. I have no reference to what you're talking about.
If they weren't in color TV, I don't care.
Right.
like 2 years ago when I came back, we went to a restaurant with my mom and Green Day was playing on the speakers, and she goes, "Is this Green Day?" And I went, "Yeah, how do you know about that?" She goes, "I know everything about Green Day. You explained Green Day to me 5-10 years ago or some shit like that." And I was like, "Oh my god, I did!
remembered?
I completely forgot about that."
Is that her new favorite band?
I don't think
Do
so.
you think your mom was in the Cadillac driving, jamming out to American Idiot?
No.
I think so. That is my new dream of Patty. That is the best shit I've heard.
Yeah.
So talking about Green Day, Drew and I decided to talk about bands that we think try just a little too hard.
We're getting to your main entree.
On the main entree. But there's a lot of bands out there that even you might like, but it seems to get to success, they're really overplaying whatever.
Right.
You know, they're like really selling out on their shtick. And I want to call kind of some of these bands out. Not that they would really care, but I think it'd be a little fun.
Your biggest one that you explained to me, and the perfect segue into what you're meaning, is Kiss.
Kiss. Very popular.
Very popular. Old people love them.
Old people love them. I fucking hate Gene Simmons.
They're on the radio constantly.
Yes, they were on the radio constantly.
Movies have songs.
Fucking, they put their face on everything. It's sold.
Yeah.
But realistically, don't sit there and tell me they didn't try too hard. They fucking wore elevator shoes that were like 20 feet tall. They fucking painted their face. Gene Simmons has a tongue that can lick his ball sack. And he plays the worst fucking bass I've ever heard. The worst. I told you I was going to look up a video.
Put your
and
own
I totally
Carl
forgot.
spit on it, huh?
Yeah.
About the bass.
About the bass. About the bass. Dude, and like, first off, he has a gaudy ass bass. It looks like a fucking axe. I hate instruments like that. I fucking hate any instrument that you bring to me that, unless it's like ironically stupid. And I'm like, okay, maybe. If it's ironically stupid, maybe.
Like the Beatles, when Paul McCartney had a bass that big.
Oh yeah, I hated that. That's because he's a failed guitarist. He played guitar the whole time, realized the band needed a bassist, so he decided to be a bassist.
Should have been a drummer.
No, Ringo Starr's pretty fucking good. Yeah. See, you say that? Play his stuff. It's really weird.
Now.
Yeah.
Back then he sucked.
He was still... His shit's... We're getting off topic
Yes,
here.
we are.
But...
I have another small
Kiss...
story in case you want it.
Okay, but let me finish my rant about Kiss. Okay? If you're gonna dress up like that and you're gonna do all that, you better be fucking good. But all that tells me, because I really don't think any of them are that great of musicians, what it tells me is you did all this because you don't have talent. But goddamn, would I hire him to sell us? That dude is the best salesman ever.
And he's bald.
It don't matter.
He's bald now.
You can't tell they're aging because they paint their face.
I got another person to add to the list.
No. Okay. So what's your story, Drew?
I was on TikTok the other day.
Uh-oh.
And I watched a video that made a lot of sense. The one dude goes, think of your favorite band. Think of the band that you know and love. What's their bassist name? If you don't know their bassist name, are you really that big of a fan?
Are you? Are you, though?
So I was going to play a small game with you to see if you can name any of the bass players that get mentioned in the bands today.
Oof.
Any of them. If you know it, buzz it.
Buzz in.
Buzz it.
I don't know if really any of them I know, tell you the truth.
Another
None of them I really look up to.
Another small game, Gene Simmons, Dick or Lick.
Well, Gene Simmons is a bassist, so there's one.
Yeah, Dick or Lick.
Dick or lick Gene Simmons?
Yeah.
I'd lick him.
Big ass tongue.
I don't have to lick his tongue, but I'd lick him because I'd lick his makeup off, and I feel like he would feel like he lost because his tongue's superior to mine, but mine won. I licked him.
It's not the size, it's how you use it.
It's how you use it.
All right, so to hit us with a couple of your lists.
Okay, Drew, mine and your first choice, believe it or not, when we were doing this.
You had your own list, and I decided to make a small list, and this was the first one.
Yes. The first one we both put down, and I saw you writing it, and I was laughing. Real Big Fish.
First concert we went to together.
First, and I love ska.
I love it too.
I love their music.
Yeah.
I love Real Big Fish. But they try too fucking hard to be ska.
They try a lot.
Dude, and I get it. Ska, you're supposed to be quirky and whatnot. But those dudes, like, you're 60 or whatever now. You're still dressing like that. Come on.
Right.
Fucking grow up.
Yeah.
And then no one would be upset. I wouldn't be upset if they, came out in some up-to-date fucking uniforms if they want to.
So I think we're getting kind of muddled just a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a prime example of somebody that didn't do that.
Okay.
So they can see both sides of the argument here. Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash aged like fine wine.
Yes.
He still played a couple of songs that he, was famous for and did them real well and did them in his new kind of style and kind of rocked that old man look and his old man lifestyle. Didn't go back to when he was popular. Like, he adapted.
True.
He progressed.
Yes. And he adapted well.
Yes.
And never once did it seem like okay, here's the main difference. He didn't seem like he was out to make money.
Right.
He seemed like he was just playing music.
Right. So
if he was, he did well enough. He fooled us enough.
A lot of the people on my list and probably a lot of the people on your list are like people that had really good hits that are not only trying to get back to it, but or trying to go to a different chunk of their life and get that same amount of fame or the same amount of money or whatever. They're trying too hard.
They're trying, yes. Or they're...
Just so we define it.
Right. Good job, Drew. First part of the debate. Define what you're talking about. I like that. Point for Drew. Ding. If a little Mario coin doesn't pop up when we do that.
It's already going to be a pain.
I know. Might as well keep adding to the list. Drew.
Hit me next.
What do you think my second one is?
Van Halen.
No, I don't even have him on the list, but I should have. The 1975. Do you know who that is?
1975? Smashing Pumpkins?
No. They're a band. That's the band name. They do the song called Chocolate. They're a newer British band.
My mind went to Little Bow Wow. I want candy.
Is that Little Bow Wow? That's not Bow Wow.
Oh, it's Aaron Carter,
That's Aaron
but then
Carter.
Little Bow Wow did it.
Yeah. No, they're an English band, right? If you want, you can look up a picture. But they're an English band. They're a new English punk band.
1975?
The 1975. They're an English punk band, dude. And they're trying so hard to bring back old punk, and their lead singer's gay. Right? And they were just in a country. Yes. You see.
Okay.
You see them. Look at them. Look at them trying hard. Look at them trying so hard.
I don't know enough about him to say.
I know. You would have to see a concert. But they went to a country where being gay is not very open. So the lead singer was like, I'm just going to bring my boyfriend up here and kiss him. They literally shut down the whole concert, gave none of the money back, and kicked the band out. They're like, get out of our country.
Oh, good Lord.
Get out of here.
Damn.
Another one. Here, I'll list another one since you don't know who they are. But I know you know these people. Cage the Elephant.
Yeah. They were super, super popular. And like everybody knew their emotional songs or whatever. They played on the radio all the time.
They came out and they were like kind of this new sound.
They were indie.
Yeah, they were like this cool indie thing, but the same thing that happens with a lot of these super indie bands, they kind of overplay themselves.
Yeah.
Because they want to be indie so bad that it like really pigeonholes them.
Yeah.
And I really feel like that happened with Cage the Elephant. Then they
Like
get kind of weird.
hipsters,
Yeah. Then they get kind of weird, or it just waters out, and then you just lose everything for them.
They were not a one-hit wonder, though. They had
No.
like 5 or 6 songs that were very popular.
I think after, what is it? I don't even know how many albums that was off of. That could have been off of 1 or 2 albums,
2.
too.
I think it's 2.
So, they had 2 good CDs. The first one is what made them famous. So that you don't count, right? Because that was before they were famous and probably before they got an ego, or not even just an ego, but trying to keep up with whatever.
Right.
If you get famous, sometimes I could see where you're trying to chase this horse of our band has to be this because this is what people like. So you're trying to hit that mark. I can get that.
Right.
And they just fell in the sauce, bro. They kept trying to be weird and different. So weird and different, it took them out of the game.
I mean, that happens to a lot of indie bands, and I mean, we could be here for hours talking about indie bands that have gone down that exact same path.
Well, I think
to where they were really good, and we liked a couple songs, and they were pretty popular, and then they just kept chasing it.
Well, I feel like all indie now sounds exactly the same.
That's a good statement.
Like,
yes.
Who is it? The Lumineers? They all kind of sound like the Lumineers. Hey, hey, hey. And if it doesn't sound like that, so Drew, what's one on yours?
The newest one that I just put down, Ozzy.
Yeah.
Ozzy Osbourne.
No, not Black Sabbath.
No, not Black Sabbath. When Ozzy went on and did his own thing.
You didn't like Crazy Train?
I love Crazy Train, but that was like the very beginning of Ozzy by himself. Then he like got a TV show, it involved his family, and then he still tries to be crazy, but he's like 90 fucking years old.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you're trying too hard. These are your glory years, your greatest hit years. Give it up. I don't need to see you eat a bat every weekend.
Yes. I agree. Like, at what point does that make you better at music? That motherfucker been back. He's so hardcore. I feel that way about a lot of metal. A lot of metal, I think, is just a bunch of guys trying to be tough.
Yeah.
And I think Ozzy himself just did so much drugs, he has no idea what he's doing. He's
doing whatever the hell he wants to right now.
Right. He thinks he's still 20. That's why he's trying so hard.
Somebody else is paying the checks.
He doesn't realize he made it. He doesn't even realize he's famous yet.
Number 2 on my list. Are we doing 2?
Sure.
Like you doing 2 out of 2? Okay. Number 2 on my list. Taylor Swift.
Yeah. I don't understand what people like. I can understand why someone would go, yeah, she's not bad.
Yeah.
Her songs are catchy. I get that. I don't understand why she's so big. First off, she's built like a surfboard.
Dude, I don't understand why people are like almost dying over her.
Did you see? Now, she didn't hit this mark, but when she began her new tour this summer, whatever.
Yeah.
All the places she had booked were so big that if she sold out every one, she could have made over $1 billion.
Yeah.
Over $1 billion fucking dollars in one summer tour.
And most of the places were probably damn near close to that.
Nah, she missed it. I think she got like 500 million, so about half that.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
She does more than she should. Maybe she's not trying hard, but she's trying more than she should.
No, I think she's trying hard. There was that, like, especially when she first got the pop. She was that country artist, and she jumped the pop. Then she started this feud with other fucking pop artists, and then she had a feud about backup dancers dancing with another artist, and it was like, bitch, why am I always reading about you? Then she has a super friend group with all the popular fucking rich girls, and it's like, come on.
Isn't Kanye the one that she, like, got...
Kanye came up on the stage. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He came up, he was like, no, bitch. I don't see why. I'm good for her and make the money, but goddamn, I don't see why people are willing to pay $600 for nosebleeds to go see that bitch. Dude. I think I was looking at tickets and to get down into pits, right? Because I looked them up. It was almost like $700.
Dude, people say that there's like a crazy like concert. Like she puts on a good show.
She probably does. Don't get me wrong. She's gonna dance. The show's gonna be fun because she'll dance. She doesn't have to play an instrument, so maybe she'll pull out a guitar, but she doesn't have to.
No.
They got bands and stuff. So you're gonna have a bunch of backup dancers. You're gonna have all these cool lights. You're gonna have all the effects. So if you want to go and see a stage show, that's who to go see. Or like a really super heavy metal band.
Yeah.
Disturbed. Remember, I was just talking about them. They had a huge fire thing in the back where it kept like changing shapes and just shooting fire everywhere. Cool. It was awesome. It made good pictures, but I think a concert where it's just people with a guitar in a fucking library is just as good.
Hey, one of the concerts we went to Bryce Vine where he just had like an LED screen behind him.
Yeah.
That was cool as shit.
Cool. Yeah. Dope.
You're not there for the visuals, you're there for the audio.
Yeah. I'm there for the feel. Now, however that band tries to create the feel, I'm cool with. Heavy metal really seems to do it with guitar licks and their little flame shooting. Yeah. Everyone looking tough, you know. Taylor Swift gets all her fans rowdy because it's easy songs that everyone knows the choruses and they can dance because she's dancing.
All right, hit me with two more.
Okay, U2. A band that tries way too fucking hard. Fuck Bono.
Fuck Bono.
Fuck Bono.
That piece of shit.
Dude, that's the South Park episode is exactly how I feel about him.
He's just a giant.
Just a giant, and he wants the bibby. Wants the bibby. Another one that I think you'll like. Fuck Cherry.
Wait a second. Go back to U2.
Okay.
I got a small story about U2. When I first got my computer, I opened up iTunes, and there was a song already uploaded. I think it was actually a whole album of U2 uploaded. It was How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb.
Okay.
And I couldn't get the album off. Like, it was hardwired into the iTunes library. And you know how anal I was about my iTunes library. Everything had to have the right art, the right date, the right blah, 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 blah,
Right.
blah, blah, blah.
They must have signed a contract with them that everyone had this.
Everyone got it. Everyone got it for free, preloaded onto their thing. I wound up having to delete iTunes and everything that I worked for just to get a new version after that sponsorship wore off so that I didn't have to deal with YouTube. Because I just couldn't delete it. And it would fuck up my playlists.
Because it would just come on.
It would just automatically shuffle it in and you're like, fuck, I hate you too.
Anyone more up their own ass, he really thinks he's Jesus.
Yeah.
Like, dude thinks he's the savior. Buck Cherry, I think they're a watered down rock band, and they try to make up for it by acting real rock, or what they assume is rock and roll.
Raunchy.
Yes.
Act raunchy.
Yeah,
kind of like
raunchy.
Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like they're over raunchy to make up for their mediocre play.
Yeah.
Unlike a band from PA, the Bloodhound Gang.
So good.
Oh, I think they're great. And they're a little raunchy, but they do it well. Okay. Drew, you're two.
This is one that you had on here. I'm going to... Suicide Boys.
Okay. Yeah, have you ever heard Suicide Boys? No? Dude, how to explain them? You should listen to them. Because they're like a really bad rap band. They're like what Limp Bizkit eventually became.
Yeah.
Have you ever... I'm trying to think of an artist that's like them, where it's like just these emo boys kind of like scream rapping, not very well, kind of like ICP. It's kind of like ICP.
Like epic rap battles of history.
Almost. But like they're trying to be really tough and like druggies and we're cool. Kind of like 6ix9ine with their skeet, skirt. Yeah, and just talking about dumb shit.
Swerve.
But honestly, they're a punk band that does rap. Ugh. Yes, they're punk boys that do rap and then dress in like rap-ish punk style. Kind of like
sound like they're doing too much.
It's like Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they remind me of Machine Gun Kelly. You're trying too hard. They're trying too hard to be fuckboys.
So the one that I have on my list is actually on the way to not trying too hard. and I'm so happy about this.
Yeah.
Sorry to even bring her up. Lady Gaga.
Okay. Lady Gaga. I always thought she looked like a man.
There was a long time where people in our high school thought she had a penis.
He doesn't.
Maybe.
No, I've seen. I mean, if they didn't, if she didn't have a penis, or if she did, we would have known by now,
right?
Because she wears some tight clothes.
Yeah.
Also, if she did get it removed, that surgeon is a miracle worker, because you cannot tell.
So the reason that I put her on the list is because, like, there was a long time, especially around some of her popular songs, where everything was Lady Gaga. She was at all the award shows. She was pumping out CDs.
Yeah.
She was pumping out singles. She was in the middle of everything. She was starting to get into movies, this, that, and the next thing.
I think the thing that made her the most annoying was a lot of her
catchy songs.
No, not even so much that. Well, she was very preachy. So when she was going through this stuff, she would preach about a lot of things. I was like, okay.
See, I think that it was like the crazy dresses that she wore.
Oh, well, that too. That's
like
why
all those award shows she went to.
She was trying too hard to be Madonna. You have Madonna on there?
Madonna. Like a virgin. That's the only song I know by her. She is running into the same thing that Ozzy is. She's fucking 90 years old. Give it up. You're not a whore anymore.
Dude, honestly, she looks better now than when she was like 60.
Yeah, but she's still trying to be a whore.
Well, she looks like an alien. Have you seen her?
Yeah.
Like, I used to go to the dirt races and they would sell these popsicles that were alien heads. Right? Then you get a cool little glow band after you eat the sucker. It was a sucker. To eat the big sucker because they were like this big.
Nice.
So like you really had to work for it, right? Then you get these sweet glow bands. She reminds me of those alien suckers.
The combination of the two
I
of
hope
them,
you find them. Put them up here.
Lady Gaga and Madonna, is like Andy Warhol.
Yes. Okay.
Like a mix between the two.
So I'm gonna list 3 in a row.
Hit it.
Because, well,
we gotta jump it. Keep going.
Okay. I'll list 3. Guns N' Roses, Papa Roach, and Limp Bizkit. Okay. Guns N' Roses and Papa Roach for the same fucking reason. Y'all too old. Get out of the fucking game. Papa Roach puts on an okay show still. Like, I just saw them, and they put on a good show. But it's all the afterward shit. Like, you go onto their social media and all the stupid shit, and he's like, you can see the wrinkles in his face and him old, and you can see his back hurt, and he's doing all this dumb kid shit. And you're like, bro, stop trying to be like this punky rock guy you were when you were 20.
Right.
We get it. You're old. It's
Give it
okay.
up.
It's fine.
Give it up. Do something different.
Yeah, be the old head. It's fine. Be the old head now. You get to be the old head. Get some cool, like, jewelry, you know?
Axl Rose is an old head, but he took it the wrong way.
Yeah,
he's bad.
He's that old head that never came back from the funny farm. You know, he took one too many trips. Never came back.
He went to KFC way too much, too.
Yeah.
Speaking as a fat man, he's fat. Dude,
and not just that, he can't sing.
No.
You listen to... I just saw a thing where Axl Rose is singing, right? Right? And then Slash is sitting there, and you can see the look on Slash's face like, why the fuck am I here? What am I doing?
That's why you're there. Right. Money.
I can't believe I did this. Another band I hate, which you might have, Oasis. I think they try too hard.
The Twin Brothers. I was thinking about putting them on, yeah.
The Twin Brothers with their, like, I'm a fan of sunglasses. You know that.
Is
and
weird
one of
sunglasses. Them dead?
They might be now.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't surprise me if the other one killed them. They hated each other.
The Cain and Abel of rock bands.
Dude, they fucking hated each other. And they tried so hard to be different. Like that, the 90s, I feel like a lot of bands got stuck in that where they were trying so hard to be uncool, like not care, that they came off like they cared too much.
Okay. All right. I got my 3, and they go down that exact same vein.
Okay.
Gorillaz.
Ooh.
Dio.
Dio?
And Marilyn Manson.
Oh, yeah, Marilyn Manson for sure. Marilyn Manson, when he first came out, was like, who's this creepy guy? Okay, that got old. Then he stuck with it and got creepier. And you're like, no, dude, you need to go the other way. Reverse it.
Be creepy, be into horror films or whatever. Don't go banging kids.
Right.
and Dio, the
Well, and Marilyn Manson looks really weird now that he has a double chin.
yeah,
Have you see it just looks off. He looks like he has touched things he shouldn't have touched.
Dio, I think I'm thinking of the right band. Not Ronnie James Dio. Dio, the 80s band.
The girl?
No. The 80s band with the flower pots on their head.
I don't know. Are you sure you're not thinking of the Monkees?
No, I'm pretty sure I'm thinking of Dio.
Dio, I thought was a girl singer, wasn't it?
Oh.
Yeah, she does a couple love songs. Man, she does a couple great songs, dude. Drew doesn't even know who he hates.
You know the song.
The Aquabats is someone I hate, and they wear funny hats. I think they try too hard. Another ska band that tries too hard. Like, they remind me of the Monkees, another band that tries too hard, where they're trying to do this electric feel. So they're dressing all weird and techno-y, and it just doesn't come across well. Like, what the fuck you doing? You know what I'm talking about? You ever see those guys? They're like dressed in skin tight. I don't even know what a spandex.
Again, this is something that you could talk about for hours, and this would be 80% of your list is fucking people from the 80s.
Oh, dude, everything from the 80s was people trying too hard.
Right. You
I hate the 80s.
Like late 70s, early 80s. You brought up Twisted Sister. I don't know if they're on.
Yeah, they're right here.
Okay.
Twisted Sister. Oh, yeah. First off, don't sit there and tell me that that's not a drag show going to see Twisted Sister. That's straight up a drag show if you're going to see Twisted Sister. They dress like women. It's actually like going to see lingerie football. Because they dress like women with football pads, and spikes.
Devo. So, I mean, Devo.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry,
they look like the Aquabats or the Monkees.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're
Agreed.
You're trying in a deaf forum.
Yeah, and they're wearing like yellow suits, like they're working with hazardous chemicals. Like, first off, is their music gonna hurt me? Is it gonna make me want to wear that hat? Because I don't want that.
It's the exact opposite of what I wanted from the people that did, like, you can dance if you want to.
Yeah,
you can leave your friends behind. Like, they whoever they are, they didn't do that. They didn't fall off the deep edge of trying to find a niche.
Yeah. I guess that's what it is. We hate people whose niche is way too strong. Like, hide it a little bit. Hide it. Drew, another band who I think
Men Without Hats. That's hilarious.
The Men Without Hats.
That's who did that.
Dude, that's straight up. They're like, man, we sound
Devo.
like. They're sitting there like, we sound like all these fucks with hats. What are we gonna name ourselves?
Going back to one of my other ones, I'm sorry, we passed over this really quickly. Gorillaz,
okay.
They do like electronic type of music, but it's all kind of rocky and it's very niche. And then they don't even show themselves. It's all their little gorilla puppet
cartoons.
Yeah.
So I saw a thing on them, and it's
like I like their music.
It's really cool. I forget what song it is.
Their songs take forever to make too.
That song, I'm happy.
Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood. That song, they didn't even make the beat for it. The dude bought this like mixing machine.
Yeah.
It was like a white mixing board. Preset 1. He pressed, and that was the beat.
Nice.
That doom da da doom 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 da da
Dum.
Preset 1. He just, the little preset, and they made a whole song out of it. How great is that?
Hey man, we did something similar. We used to use drum tracks.
Well, drum tracks. But that's a little bit, like, they didn't write, all they did was write lyrics. Yeah. Everything was done for them. They just pressed preset 1. And they're like, oh, damn.
Sounds good. Nobody's claimed it yet. Do it.
So, Drew, we're running a little low on time, it seems like here. So,
rapid fire me.
Rapid fire you?
Yeah.
Slipknot, Mushroom Head, Misfits. I feel like most of them are the same, but here's some that ICP's also in that. Tool. Right? I think we can all... Tool definitely, because their fans make them obnoxious.
Our buddy Carlin loved them.
Okay, a band you might not think is on here. No doubt. I think when Gwen Stefani was trying to be the punk rock girl, she was really trying.
Well, she did kind of venture and do her own thing, and she's very successful.
But the number one...
Not kind of assy about it.
I also have Blink-182, The Black Keys. I could go on for days, but we don't got time. But the number one band I think tries too hard on this... My Chemical Romance. Do you have them on there?
I have it on the other side.
Really?
Yes.
I think they try way too fucking hard, dude. They dress up as their little characters. They sing really sad songs that really don't mean anything.
Now
They're awful live. So if you go listen to them live, they can't even play their instruments.
I know the songs, and I hate that I know them because I hate almost everything about them. But I kind of respect them to where they found a niche and they exploited the shit out of it.
Yeah, but the same could be said for Green Day. They created that niche. They
Yeah.
literally at least created theirs.
Yeah.
That's why I hate these fucks. They just jumped on the train. And they weren't even the best at it. There's a lot of better bands than them in that
Dude,
genre.
I don't know. There's a lot of people that know their songs.
Sure.
Like
Sure.
That's popular.
There's a lot of people that know Kiss. Doesn't make it right. Doesn't make it right. Okay?
Kissing random people isn't right.
Sometimes. Doesn't make it. Drew?
All right, let me rapid fire here.
Yep.
T-Pain.
Really? T-Pain?
He was in fucking everything. I watched another TikTok video about him in 2008 or something. He was in all 4 of the videos for the songs that were getting awards.
I think his auto-tune really got it. That's it. I'm jumping on the T-Pain train with you. Because he did auto-tune, now everyone fucking uses it, and look what it led to.
Right.
You. Thanks. I know you already apologized for it, but thanks.
Flo Rida.
Same genre.
Dude, he literally tries to just make strippers dance. That is his goal for every song. He plays them in strip clubs and sees if they work.
It works.
Coldplay.
With you.
I hate Coldplay.
With you. They're a bunch of virgins. Like, if you're gonna be a virgin that makes it big, be Ed Sheeran, because that dude is just wholesome.
He's on my other side.
See, I agree with you there. That dude's he's just Ed Sheeran.
Metallica.
Yeah, fuck them.
Snoop Dogg and Wiz Khalifa.
Really?
For one specific reason.
I'll agree Wiz Khalifa.
Your whole mentality is smoking weed. Everything.
Now.
They literally try everything that they can to pump weed into who they are and the spotlight that is in there with them.
Okay, agreed.
Weedus. I'm just a teenage dirtbag.
Nerd rock.
That is like an 11-piece band.
Yeah, it is. It's huge.
Tell me that they don't try that hard.
I was really surprised when I saw that Little Death concert, and there's just like 30 people in their band.
Right.
What the hell?
Iggy Pop.
I don't even know a song from Iggy Pop.
You probably would.
I've seen him, but...
He falls into the Ozzy thing. He's just so old. Give it up.
Stop it.
Dave Matthews Band.
100%. Oh my God. That's another person who thinks they're God. Like, that dude loves the smell of his own shit. He loves it so much he dumped it in a river.
Van Halen we talked about. Yeah. ZZ Top. I love ZZ Top. But at some point, dude, you got to give up the beard.
Well, if your only shtick is the beard and playing with quarters. The thing is, maybe they have came out with new songs, but nothing that has obviously popped off.
Right.
And it's like, what are you doing?
Then the last one from a bad one, I have the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Now, I asked you specifically about this one because they didn't really care in the beginning, and they didn't try. And then they got a little more famous in the early 90s, and then when they lost John Frusciante, then they had to care.
Well, Flea is their bassist. But
okay, you know that one.
The reason why they really had to try once they lost the guitarist there,
right,
is because
the other guitars didn't work as well.
well, it's really hard to play guitar with the way Flea plays bass.
Yeah.
Because Flea doesn't play it like a bassist. He plays it like a lead instrument.
Yeah, they were a dyad, and
Yes,
when they broke up, then everything kind of imploded.
because everybody
and
had to they all had to work as slow as that guitarist.
right.
So now the bass lines weren't as good. Now the drumming couldn't be as good. Now the singing had to be a little different.
Then they had to advertise. Then they had to do
Yes.
this. Then they had to do weird concerts. And then they were on the news all the time.
Yes.
Blah 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 blah. This,
Oh,
that,
we
the
got to
next
go
thing.
on this talk show because we know this CD is going to be down because
Right.
it's not as good as the other ones.
And then John Frusciante came back,
Yeah,
and now they're good.
yeah.
Now
They can make the music they've been
yeah.
wanting to make.
They had all the ideas to where they were like, okay, now it's just on regurgitate.
At some point, I don't know if it was the band who thought they were better than him, and we're like, we don't need you. Or if
he wanted to go by
Or
himself.
if he was like, I don't need you guys.
That
I'm
was
going to
it.
go by myself, right?
Yeah,
Then he was like, I need the band.
That's exactly it. He had one solo album. He was like, can I come back? All right. So real quick, I have a side list, and we've already touched on one of these here.
Just
to,
run through.
to where I like them, and I don't think that they try too hard.
Okay.
You asked me to prepare this small list.
Yeah.
Ed Sheeran. We already talked about
No,
him.
agreed.
I got made fun of for liking Ed Sheeran. I like Ed Sheeran.
Dude,
fuck you guys.
Yeah, fuck you. He's a great singer. Great singer. Dive, my favorite song by him.
The opposite of T-Pain. Jason Derulo.
You really like Jason Derulo?
I think all of his songs are super catchy, and they're not. He's not like pumping them out all the time. He does it sophisticatedly.
Yeah, actually, going back to Ed Sheeran, he's the reason why I have a small scale guitar,
Nice.
acoustic guitar, because he plays like what they call traveling size or a kid's guitar. Is
Yeah.
what he plays.
Well, he's a small dude.
It doesn't matter. It's just it gives such a bright sound.
You're a small dude too.
Yeah, yeah. But I play the big bass.
My Chemical Romance.
No.
I mean, we already put.
Yeah,
it on.
we
You
already-
already talked about it.
Yeah.
Another one that I like, Paramore.
No.
You think that they try awfully?
Yeah, I think they try way too hard. Yeah, I think once their drummer died too, got even worse. They started out with a really young drummer who was like 16. It was like a god, and then he OD'd. But
Not Avenged Sevenfold.
no, but the big thing, like the other day too, they were having a concert. They're saying they're like this metal band or whatever. Always want to be this tough band. First, they went from like her screaming to now like really poppy shit. Whatever
Yeah.
happened there.
I love that.
Because she was talking about how she was this rock person, but they were at a concert and they literally stopped it and yelled at this kid for like pushing in front of a girl to get closer. Like they're in the pit and all he did was go beside her and get closer. She stopped the whole song and belittled this guy.
That's because you like to push through pictures.
That's the pit. You're in the pit. When I'm in the pit, I'll punch and kick. Come on, you're in the pit.
So I got a real simple one, and the reason that I like them is because they just kind of faded. You don't hear anything more about them, and that's good because they probably didn't have ideas. They didn't want to try. Incubus. They tried a little bit with like their Hand Grenade album, and then they were like, "Okay,
Yeah, we're done."
Yeah, it's not for us anymore."
Yeah, they good. Some bands know when to get out of it.
Yeah.
They did well.
Yeah.
I don't know if they went on to do like the other members did other stuff or whatnot, but yeah. And honestly, because of that, when you bring their name up, always a good reaction.
Yeah, great reaction. Yeah. I remember them. I like them.
It's like Nirvana. You know, unfortunately, Kurt did go early, but he went early enough he didn't ruin what Nirvana was.
Yeah. Speaking of somebody that ruined what it is, Aerosmith.
Yeah.
I enjoy Aerosmith, and I think that he
Aerosmith.
does what he wants. He doesn't try hard. He just has a whim and goes on it.
So there's two artists. Ozzy, you hated Ozzy, right?
Yeah.
You put him on there. Ozzy, my first CD ever was an Ozzy CD with
My first was
Crazy Train.
Britney Spears.
With Crazy Train on it. That album with Crazy Train, loved it. But who did you just bring?
Aerosmith.
Aerosmith used to be one. I'd still love them. I
Their
love
Pink
Aerosmith.
album, the Jaded album.
And The Jaded album. Me and you love it. Bye bye baby blue. I know how to play all their songs on my bass.
Yeah.
All of them. When I first started playing, it was learn Nirvana, then for some reason Aerosmith. I don't know why I went straight to Aerosmith. Sweet Emotion, man. Great. I love Steven Tyler. I love that whole band.
Yeah.
But I don't know the bass's name, so.
Steve Perry.
How much do I love him?
Steve Perry.
Steve Perry.
I think it's Steve Perry.
His bass lines aren't that difficult, but they're fun if anyone wants to learn.
Another person on this list here, I have to say them because it just gets mad respect no matter what he does. Yeah. Eminem.
Yeah. I think he's getting very, very close.
Yeah.
To overdoing himself.
But that dude knows where his limit is.
Yes, and he always walks away. Then he'll just go missing for a couple of years. Then he'll pop back.
Then he'll come back with a fucking banger.
And then you're all like, yeah.
Fucking Eminem is the greatest ever.
He's going to come back on Oxygen. I'm still going to go see that fuck.
People that you can't see anymore, Led Zeppelin.
I'm not a big Led Zeppelin fan, but they were what they were, and they started the whole metal thing. Therefore, I will always hate them.
I enjoyed that, like, they kind of stretched all the different way that they wanted.
Yeah, that is cool.
Their genres are crazy. Just like
guess
Aerosmith.
That's why I love Aerosmith. Yeah, Aerosmith has done so many different styles of song, and they've never been scared to fucking do a country song or whatever. They were one of the first rock raps.
Right.
So.
Willie Nelson.
Good old Willie.
Willie Nelson, dude that's old.
But here's the thing.
And just does his thing.
Yeah, but his whole career's built around pot, too.
Yeah, but he doesn't throw it in your face. You don't watch a podcast with Willie Nelson where he has 8 blunts sitting in front of him.
Have you seen his podcasts?
Oh, he might have like one.
Yeah.
But that's just an article of the podcast.
Yeah, he also sells his own like glass and stuff.
Yeah, but it's not, there's a difference in my mind.
Oh, he's white.
No. The Lunch Table Podcast does not condone racism.
No. We love chocolate.
Luke Bryan.
No.
I think that he does his good and he does very popular things. And
you think he seems country? You think he can change oil?
That's not his genre. His country is like glam country.
You can say what you want. They label it as what? His what? His country, you said, right?
Yeah.
It's country music. He's stabbing it because he's a little woman trying to sing a man song.
It's not like George Thorogood or whatever.
George Strait is a man who sings country.
That's country. Yes. He knows how to change soil. Luke Bryan does not, but again...
So, dude, that's why I hate him.
He is...
What are you doing? Just go rap. He's not good enough to be a rapper, so he found this stupid loophole, and I hate the people that support them. Like, I don't know how you listen to this and don't go, this is trash.
I love it. I love his songs.
I'm disappointed in you. I'm disappointed in anyone who listens to that. Go listen to fucking Earth, Wind, and Fire. Much better.
All right, drumline.
Early September. Drew?
That's the end of my list, bud. I have many more that I can talk about.
We could go on about music forever.
Right.
You want to play us out, my man?
We're on Anchor, Apple, Spotify, and Google Podcasts at the Lunch Table PBJ. That's probably how you're listening to us right now. So if you are...
Go ahead and doing that.
Yep. What he said. We're on YouTube and Rumble at the Lunch Table PBJ. That's probably how you're watching us right now. So if you are...
Go ahead and doing that.
Yeah. 2.
Also.
In addition.
Forward it to friends.
We're on Twitter at Lunch Table PBJ. That's how you can stay up to date in some of the stuff that we're doing, as well as take care of our polls.
I love it when you take care of my poll.
You can also do that on Spotify, too.
Ooh, 2 ways you can polish the poll.
We're on Facebook at the Lunch Table PBJ, as well as our fan page, The Munchies. That's how you can really stay up to date in everything that we're doing, as well as see when new episodes come out.
Or maybe some of Drew's art.
or maybe some of my art, or some of the shorts, or some of the little things that don't really get put else anywhere.
Well, we ramble.
Yeah.
You know, we're ramblers.
Right. Certain websites get certain fun things.
Yeah. Yeah, like OnlyFans.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of fun things on there. You gotta pay for it, but it's on there. Not worth paying when it's free, but it's on there.
Speaking of CNCJs, but we're on Instagram and TikTok at the Lunch Table PBJ. That's CJ's wheelhouse. He does a wonderful job. He takes care of some of the short videos and some of the cool things that we do on there, as well as punishments and different little challenges and different kind of special trends that we try.
We've tried a trend here or there.
And you can do your voiceovers on yours.
That is true. Really? Yeah. We try all kinds of stuff. We're not scared.
Yeah.
No,
Except
really,
for
it's just highlights.
Except for the one chip challenge. A little scared.
Yeah, a lot of people are scared of that. We can't get enough people to come together. Scared of that. Everyone is scared. Just eat the chip.
We'll just have to
It's just gonna hurt.
We'll just have to do like
It's
4
just
or 5
gonna
at a
hurt
time.
for a little bit going in, and it's gonna hurt a little bit coming out.
That's what sucks.
Yeah, but your butt will feel like you ever eat like a real strong mint and it burns, but then when you breathe in, it's real cool. That will be your butt.
That
Yeah,
or those strips.
that will be your butt. Oh, the strips, dude, that was a challenge back in the day. How many strips can you take?
Right.
Drew,
Lastly, we're on Patreon at the Lunch Table PBJ. If you want to be that person that gives CJ a little extra inch.
I need it.
Sorry, if you want to be the person that gives a little extra, that's the way to do it.
We need it. If you want to catch some more on Drew and maybe how his wedding's going or what his life is like, you can find him at my fat friend Drew on all his little social medias. Go follow him. He's a fun little guy. You can follow me at The Addictive CJ on all my social medias. If you haven't joined all those, I don't know what you're doing. We're a bundle of fun, and I am upset if you're not joined. Also, share, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Make sure to help us out. Show a friend. Spread us like chlamydia. Drew?
Wow.
What? Am I wrong?
No.
People have to wear wigs because of that. You got any advice for the people?
Yeah. Know where your limit is. Know when to start the greatest hits era.
Know when to hold 'em.
Know when to fold 'em.
Know when to walk away.
Know when to run.